Founded in April 2020, the Spatham Club is Poisden & Poisden Design's debut golf course. It's a 10-hole, 162-yard, par 26 chipping course, played in a loop around the property. The club's membership is modelled on Tara Eaty, with it being a private members club, but with the appropriate letter of introduction, guests have been known to be offered a one-time only opportunity to play the course.
The opening hole is a par 2 straightforward short hole. Inspired by the easy runners at the Old Course, North Berwick and Woking, the first is a gentle handshake from the course, welcoming the player to their round.
The second, Wishing Well, is the first par 3 and introduces you to two key features of the course, with the house on the right and also the various paths. However, the house is only in play for a shank, which has been known to happen at this course, and the path is a lot more in play on the later holes. The ideal tee shot will carry the path and run up to the flag from there.
Noisy's Ace is an uphill short hole that always seems to play shorter than players would think. Long is dead, as players would find themselves in the native area, a key feature of the Spatham Club. Similar to Barnbougle in Australia, players should treat this as a lateral hazard and drop 6 inches outside of it. Dobby's Alley requires the player to play a low shot under the overhanging ash trees, the longest hole on the course. It is also stroke index 2, an extremely tight fairway. Inspiration from this hole can be found from the 6 at Carnouse Tee.
This tee shot requires a short back swing, or players may find themselves in a spot of bother if they come into contact with the electric fence, not too dissimilar to fences found at Penyard or Bora. The fifth features a unique hazard, 3 piled up pig troughs recovered from the farm on which this course is built. As with the great Alistair Mackenzie's design philosophy, this centreline hazard is placed in the middle of an extremely wide fairway, forcing the player to make their mind up to go either to the side or over the troughs. With flora reminiscent of the Fuji course at Kwana just outside of Tokyo, Cherry Blossom has a short carry off the tee but can be approached with a run-up shot. This is the case throughout the 10 holes, with the course playing at its best during the summer months when conditions are firm and fast.
Memorial, given its name with its connection to family members no longer with us, and also the scene of one of the most momentous shanks in the history of the game, is a strategic par 3. Players can take on the carry of the rosebush, or a safer play is to use the natural contours to go left of the roses and run the ball up to the hole that way. Preceded by the longest walk in golf from the 7th green to this tee box, the road hole is of course inspired by the 17th at St Andrews. Originally laid out as the opening hole, but changed due to its difficulty, players face a decision: lay up to the right patch of fairway or take the path on. If players take on too much, they may go long, but be warned. Hitting the sign behind the green results in automatic loss of hole.
Dylan and Daisy's Revenge offers players 2 different dogleg routes to the hole. Players are actually faced with 3 options. First, they can of course take on the golfing gods and fly the ball over the native area and risk coming into contact with the tree. Secondly, they could take on the straightforward tee shot to the left, but it can bring in trouble for players' second or third shots. Thirdly, players can take on the tight fairway to the right next to the 10th green, but if played successfully, they can give themselves the best angle into the green. 4 is always a good score here. Again inspired by the Old Course, the last is a straightforward finisher, but that's not to say this green hasn't seen its share of triumph and disaster. The first tee is adjacent to the last flag, and it's hard to resist the temptation to start again.